All right, y'all, back to give you another COVID-19 booster update with the hospitalizations going up, with deaths going up. This was a big week for us. Now, we had two meetings that we were looking forward to, one with the FDA and two with the CDC. And I kind of gave some foreshadowing of what to expect, at least with the FDA's. So the FDA met and said, hey, you know what? We see the numbers are running up. We see hospitalizations. We see all these things going on the rise like they always go around this time frame. Let's give the okay for the booster. So this was not the big hurdle. Now, I talked about this. This was not because the clinical evidence was already there. We've already established that. We know the vaccines work. We know the cases are up. So we know there's definitely need. The concern that we had, especially in the general public, was, hey, when you pass it on to the CDC, because the first step is FDA, when you pass it on to CDC, is the CDC going to give that blanket okay, like, okay, those who are eligible to get it in general can get the booster, or are you only going to make it specific for those who get who are highly immunocompromised, higher risk? That was the big concern, a lot of contention. There's people submitting, statements and responses towards it. Got some great news. CDC comes back and says, hey, you know what? Not only are we okay with the FDA's decision to allow boosters to run up this fall, we're going to give it to those age 6 months and up. So again, definitely a difference in approach to the original boosters. So, and as you can see, available in the next 2 days. Now, they did only okay Pfizer and Moderna. Novavax is still going. There's some issues with Novavax that we'll probably touch on if it's important. But you know me, I'm Team Moderna. So if Moderna is available, I'm rocking with Moderna from that standpoint there. Definitely glad that the CDC took heed from the general public, from all of the experts saying, hey, you cannot restrict, this booster, right? We see what the numbers are doing. We see the cases are going up. We're seeing that bit of tension come arise. So I'm definitely glad that the CDC said, hey, you know what? 6 months and up, time to go. Now, like I mentioned before, again, this is the first round of boosters where it's not being paid for. Now, I saw a stat, and I have to follow up on it. I saw a stat that said that those who are eligible to get the boosters, out of all of those who are eligible to get the boosters, only about 17 to 20%, because the number kind of varied, actually got it. And that's when it was free. So I want us to just kind of pause and think about that. When we were eligible to get boosters, right, and those who could get boosters, and it was still free to get said boosters, only 17 to 20% got them, right? So now times have changed. Now, again, you're going to have to come out the pocket, especially if you're underinsured or uninsured at all, to get this, right? So I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on to see what is going to be the response now that people actually are going to have to pay like a copay to get this booster. Very interested to see, but I am glad that the CDC and FDA got their thing together and helped end the week off correctly.